Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you, here for more questing here in White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2. And, show of hands, who wants to play a game? Because we're invited to play this particular person's game, and apparently it is a secret, but apparently we got wind of it, so we have to go and fight the various monsters, boss monsters, that have been given to us by this freak of nature. So we have to eliminate 4 golems within the 40-minute time limit here. And we have to also get back to talk to this guy before time runs out, or else that's an automatic disqualification. So then, away we go. Walk around Julius Caesar, because I know they would be standing in my way. So we're going to go and get the one that is the hardest to obtain first. So we're going to go this way. And we're going to go up the stairs. And so, this is a quest that's, during my time playing on my White Knight Chronicles 1 disc, this was the quest that I probably did the most of. Probably played this quest the most of any quest that I did while doing White Knight Chronicles 1. And also, I had the opportunity as well when I first started doing online play with my White Knight Chronicles 2 disc. But first, let me explain that you have to come here first and open the drains first. You have to start with the left drain. So anyway, back to my story. This quest, when I started using White Knight Chronicles 2, this is actually the first quest that I did with Corinthia, whom you've met before in some of my previous quests. And this was back in February of last year, in 2012, and I got to cross paths with her, and this was actually the first quest that I did with her. So definitely a lot of history with this quest for very good reasons, because of course Corinthia ultimately invited me to join up with her guild, the guild run by her son-in-law Brandon, known as the Holy Sword. And that's where I spent most of my guild life here in playing White Knight Chronicles 2, was with the Holy Sword, and so I'm very grateful to have been part of them. But I decided that for the last couple of months that I wanted to move on, because I pretty much accomplished everything that I wanted to with the Holy Sword. And so, since there was nothing further for me to accomplish there, I decided that I wanted to spend the rest of my time with a high-level guild, a top 10 guild, and so I hooked up with Fairy Tail a few weeks ago. And so that's ultimately where I'm going to end my journey as a guild member in White Knight Chronicles 2, is going to be with them, because of course, server shuts down in 10 days. But yeah, it was definitely a wonderful experience to be able to enjoy that with Corinthia, because she has been so much of a positive influence in my experience here in White Knight, playing White Knight Chronicles, that a lot of the things that I learned about this game were learned from her, and so I'm always going to be grateful to her for that. In fact, it's unfortunate, but I haven't seen, even though I've changed guilds, I've still wanted to go back to visit the Holy Sword every now and then, but I haven't seen her since I changed guilds, which is unfortunate. And I'm really hoping to get a chance to say one last time to thank her personally, or at least personally within the confines of a video game, of how much I appreciated all that the help that she gave me while I was here in White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2. So, I'm gonna get ready to climb back up to the second floor, because we have to go back to the same place we were previously. So, back to where we were before. Open the doors once again, and this time, since you are so close, I'm going to be generous and burn you out. And get rid of you. Alright, up the stairs we go. Open the door. And so now we're going to change the switch's direction from left to right, because only one switch can be used at a time. So we have to switch the left trapdoor to the right trapdoor being open. And away we go again. Winding my way through. This time I am going to burn the spiders, because, yeah, I need to burn them because they can put you to sleep, and unfortunately I don't have any sleep resistant gear on. So getting rid of them, good idea. And so this quest that we're doing, I haven't even mentioned the title of it. This quest is called The Only Game in Town, and as you might expect, we're doing this on hard mode. Let's open the door here and fall down the trap door. Make our way over in this direction. Run down the stairs. And so now we're on the side that we need to be. We needed to throw that one switch earlier by opening the left trap door, because if we didn't, then we would not gain access to these 3 switches over here. And we needed to get access to those in order to open up one of the 4 rooms where one of the golems is located. Alright, so since Caesar gave me a hand, you only want to activate the switch on the furthest left and the one on the furthest right. That will also hold true at another location where this is mandatory. So let's burn you out. I'm gonna leave you alone because you're not attacking me. So here we go. After a little while, we have our hands on a golem. And he wants to take us out. So let's stick it to him. That's not bad. Can we do better? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I had a feeling we could when I discovered that it was using an earth spell on me. Yeah, for some reason I can never remember the combination of weaknesses that the golems have. I know that the Primeval Guardian, which is the highest ranked golem, is weak to wind. But other than that, I can never remember what the other 2 golems are weak to. And for some reason I'm using the wrong spell. How did I change spells? Oh boy. Yeah, more stuff for the blooper reel. Using the wrong spell on a big ugly golem. Oh, you're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for it quite painfully. Take that. Get it off. Yes, gone. He's down. So that's the first of 4 golems defeated. So that takes care of him. So now we have to go back to the main lift because our next golem is down there. So let's get back to the main lift, because we can only access the next golem by once again going up to the higher floor. Hang right, and run down the stairs. And here we are back at the elevator. Yeah. You want to bite me? I don't think so. Alright, waiting on the elevator. Yeah, and every time you beat a golem, you always have to do this. Every single time. Because, of course, you're taking the elevator to go back up to level 1 to get access to a trap door that leads to back down to level 2 where a golem can be found. Alright, so now through here. So I'm going to go through the center first because just want to make sure of something before I continue on. Yeah, besides, they're elementals. They're not going to attack me anyway. So we want to activate that lever, or lever, and go back the way we came in order to access the trapdoor that we now opened. Make our way through the little chicane. And open the door. Alright, so now down we go. Alright, this time we will need to launch an attack. And don't worry about the elemental. He's not provoked, so we don't have to attack him. And now we can fall down the trapdoor. And make our way through this little area. Don't have to worry about the lizards or the spiders. So in here is our next golem. And this one took a lot less time to get to than the previous one. Of course, we didn't have to do as much or travel as far. Ouch. Oh, well, let me give you a shock to your system. Even though you can't see where I am yet. Ooh! That was a little painful, but nothing I can't handle. Just launch a lightning bolt to your brain, if golems have brains. I'm just gonna keep you in my sights. Oh, you want to get tough now, huh? Well, a little electrocution will finish you off. Or maybe not. Oh, it did! Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought the golem was charging an attack. What do I know? Anyway, we're halfway home. So now, back the way we came. And we'll open up this door. And wind our way through the chicane. And back to the elevator. And let her rip. So here's the elevator. And back up to level 1. How's everyone doing? Well, I would ask, but yeah, my big 6'4" frame is blocking pretty much everything. Alright, so that's 2 down, 2 to go. Now we have to open this door on the left here, because that's where our 2 remaining golems are. We slip by. Yeah, I guess for the most part we did. So we want to come over here. And we want to use... Now there are no switches for falling into any of the 4 trapdoors over here, so we can just go and use this trapdoor first. And this pops us right next to golem number 3. So wind our way through. And here's our 3rd round. And that's not much of a rock slide, by the way. It's more like a rock crush. Alright, so yeah, that's a little more of a rock slide. So let's give you a big shock to your system. Take your knee out. Or at least weaken it. And he's still casting spells behind his back. That's pretty impressive, that you can cast spells behind your back. Ooh. Well. Someone wants to play dirty. Well, we can take care of that real easy. Because you're almost gone anyway. Yeah, I will get the chance to get it off. Yeah, no quake can stop me. So that's 3 golems down. And we're almost home. So now we have to... Now for this final one, we have to do something like we did with the first golem. So we're going to go through this trapdoor. Well, no, it's not a trapdoor, it's a one-way door. And so we gotta make our way back to the elevator again. So while we're going back to the elevator, just want to put a little story out there while I'm killing time. Last night I had the opportunity to go to a new restaurant that's opened up about 1.5 miles from where I live. It's part of a restaurant chain that's based out of Toronto, and it's a very popular like guy restaurant. It's called Jack Astor's, and I have to say that they had some pretty good food there. I really enjoyed what they had. And then for my dessert, when they brought out the dessert menu, I'd have to say that the dessert that I ordered was very American, because I ordered what was known as the Elvis Donut. And what that is, if you're familiar with Elvis Presley's eating habits, and for anyone who's ever familiar with the king of rock and roll, I'm sure we all are. We all know that Elvis used to really like the combination of peanut butter and bananas a lot. And so they take that combination and put it inside a donut, and then on top of that they smother the thing on top with caramel, and for some reason, which has become something that's becoming very popular in desserts in America these days, bacon. And I don't understand what the sudden popularity is of bacon in desserts in America these days. I mean, why would you put something like bacon in there? I mean, are you trying to discourage all the people who are on a kosher diet away from eating stuff in a restaurant or something? I mean, that's not really all that respectful to them. I mean, yeah, anyone who's not kosher, they have no problem with it, but for those who are, I mean, how are they supposed to enjoy a dessert like that? I mean, you would pretty much have to ask to hold the bacon, basically. And since that's becoming more and more popular on desserts, don't be surprised if you see a lot of people on a kosher diet who are asking to hold the bacon. I mean, we don't want to be discouraging people from enjoying sweets. I mean, that's not all that cool. So, since we threw that switch, we're now going to go over and take a ride. Well, we're not riding the elevator this time, we're just climbing up this staircase. And we're going to take it back to where the trapdoors were. Hey, Caesar, how'd you beat us here? That wasn't supposed to happen. How the heck did you beat us here? I demand to know why! That's one of the weirdest glitches ever. How can one of my NPCs have beaten me to a particular location? Something's not right here. So, now we fall down this hole. And since we basically performed the same task that we did before, we can now open this door. And I actually did a lot more than I actually needed to. So, like before, the switch on the left and the switch on the right are the only ones that need to be activated. Activate those, unlock the gate, and away we go. So let's open it up and take on our fourth and final golem. Okay, so... Oh! That's not cool. Let's get some breathing room here. And give you a shot to your skull. Or what I guess you could call a skull. This particular golem has arms coming out of its skull. That's a luxury we don't have. Arms coming out of our skull. Arms in place of ear holes. Yeah, I'm just being silly here, but hey, I need to liven it up because my commentary on this quest hasn't been all that good. At least I don't think so. Because yeah, I've been doing so many quests here in White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2 that I'm worried I might not have enough left for the playthrough in a couple of weeks. But don't worry, I'll come up with a lot to talk about. I mean, hey, all the heavy hitters on YouTube who do playthroughs of games on YouTube, they know how to keep a good conversation going. I mean, I gotta learn from the best, right? But of course, I'll try and keep to a minimum the one thing that they do more than anything else, and that's a lot of cursing. So, we don't need to necessarily take the elevator this time. We can just go up the stairs, and we can get right back to where we need to be. So, hang a right, and another. And we'll be back up on the first floor. So yeah, just over that direction, and this quest will be finished. Up some more stairs, and now we'll take a right. And another one. Open the door. Try and sneak past the spider, but it might not be possible. Oh, I do believe it targeted me. I just hope it doesn't put me to sleep. I do not want to take a 30-second sleep penalty right as I'm about to end this quest. Thankfully I didn't, and we can call it off. Yep, we're done. Thank you. Well, I may come again, but not on YouTube because we're finished. Only game in town on hard mode is over. So that's the little tour of how you do this quest, because there's definitely a lot of stuff involved, but if you do it right, you'll be able to finish in plenty of time, and you'll even get the S rank. So, that is going to bring this quest to a close, so I'll thank everyone for joining me here on the only game in town on hard mode here in White Knight Chronicles 1 and 2, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next quest. So until next time everyone, take care and I'll see you soon.